Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Alamjeet Flora from Pothos Events. Welcome to the Wednesday Talk Show. The Wednesday Talk Show is brought to you every Wednesday. I'm informing this mainly for all our new viewers who joined us today. So, big hello to you guys. Welcome on the show. And please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are putting on all our shows. We do two shows currently, the Holistic Life and the Wednesday Talk Show, which happen on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So great to have you guys on board. And today we are going to be talking on a very interesting topic on aromatherapy. So aromatherapy is basically a plant-based therapy which is gives you holistic healing. And to talk more on this topic, I'm not an expert, so we have an expert with us who is going to give us a lot of details on this. So get your questions ready so that we can answer all of them. We have Shubhra Chaturvedi joining us from India. She's the co founder of Meraki Essentials and she's also an aromatherapist. She also works in the field of energy medicine. We'll get to know more about what she does. So let's bring Shubhra on board. Hi,
Hi,
Shubhra. Welcome to the Wednesday Talk Show.
thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Same here. Shubhra, we have people joining us from this part of the world. We are in Stockholm, so we have guys joining us from UK, from Norway, from
Oh.
Sweden, and also largely from India also. So I've just given a brief introduction about you, but I want you to
Mhm.
tell them more of what you do and also a lot about Meraki Essentials.
Sure, it's my pleasure. I'd love to speak about this. So, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So, hi everyone, I'm Shubhra. I'm an aromatherapist. I'm the co founder at Meraki Essentials. Meraki Essentials is a family run venture. We specialize in aromatherapy and essential oils, and my family has been in this industry for over 2 decades now. Um, We have about 40 different essential oils available with us, and they are of the highest quality as all of them are GCMS tested. And because we know a lot of these farmers personally, we're able to source really good essential oils. What's different about us is that we are available at all times for our customers to help them use these essential oils the correct way. Unfortunately, there is not much awareness about essential oils that is available online or through people who are selling essential oils. So we are here to demystify and break myths around essential oils. So yeah, that's the starting point, and we'll go further into this with Alamjeet today.
Thank you, Shubhra. Like you rightly said, all of us are quite delusioned, I can say, about essential oils. We know a few essential oils, we go and try it in the shop, but we don't know how they really work for our benefit. So, could you, tell us what are the different types of aromatherapy and what is aromatherapy to begin with for a beginner? How could you explain that to them?
Sure. So, like, I mean, every time that you pass by a tree or a plant, you get a nice whiff of how each plant smells differently. So, a
Yeah.
lot of these plants are used to make essential oils, and their leaves and twigs and flowers and even roots are put through the process of something that is called steam distillation, out of which process a chemical change happens and essential oils are produced and packed. Now, essential oils, usually what people think of is in a diffuser or in a hotel, they think of lemongrass and all of these things. Um,
Yeah.
that is one big part of using essential oils, but using essential oils for the wellness of the body, mind, and soul is what aromatherapy is. So there are a number of different ways that you can use essential oils for your body, mind, and soul. The first, obviously, is diffusion. Um, Diffusion is really, really good for the mind. So it's great for mental health. It helps with anxiety, stress, depression, a lot of these different subtle, in a lot of subtle ways. But what's really important when you're using essential oils for diffusion is to make sure that the essential oils are pure. Because
Yeah.
if you're using something which is not pure or it's just a fragrance, then you're going to miss out on the therapeutic aspects of the essential oil. So it would be great if you can reach out to the seller and you can find out what their knowledge about essential oils is like, if the essential oils are GCMS tested, because that's something that you need to check with the supplier and gauge what their knowledge is like, and only then go ahead and source your essential oils. So a lot of essential oils that are really good for stress and anxiety are oils like lavender, lang lang. And if you have somebody who is suffering with depression at home and you want to instill a little joy in your home, especially because the pandemic can be really overwhelming and a lot of us spend a lot of time indoors. So
Yeah.
citrus essential oils, which is like orange, grapefruit, bergamot, they're instant uplifters. Because if you think of it, how do you feel every time you peel an orange? It's a very happy feeling. It probably reminds you of childhood. Smells are very deeply linked to memory, to feelings. So when you diffuse any essential oil, for example, you're diffusing lavender, adding a few drops of orange essential oil or a few drops of grapefruit essential oil into the blend will instantly uplift the essential oil blend. So that's about diffusion. Two other ways that you can use essential oils is one is application. So you can use essential oils for pain relief. You can use it for things like varicose veins, for things like stomach discomfort, hair care, skin care. It's a really big topic that you can go deep into, and we are here to help you with that. If you head over to our Instagram page, you will be able to find some face oil recipes that we have written out there, and some hair oil recipes. For example, rosemary essential oil is really helpful for hair fall. So that's one of our best sellers. Nutmeg essential oil is really good for pain relief, which is Jeffal. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know about it. It's really good for pain relief, and it's another one of our best sellers. So when you're using essential oils in the body, because they're so strong, you have to dilute them in a base oil and then use them. So for example, this is my ready to use face oil. This was filled with some jojoba. This had 50 ml of jojoba or jojoba, whatever you call that. And you put about
It'll be
30 to
yo-yo bar
40
here.
drops of essential. Yeah, everyone, like every country
Every
pronounces it differently.
here
So that's
the
why.
J is here. Yeah, so little yo-yo bar.
Yeah, oh, so yo-yo bar, really? Okay, then. So the yo-yo bar. So you add about 30 to 40 drops of essential oil into this, and this is your ready to use face oil. So I use this, and at night, what I do is I do a little self-care ritual, and these tools are becoming really popular of late. So, like for example, I have a nice gua sha, which I do a nice lymphatic drainage with um, for my
Yeah.
face, and it's a really relaxing sort of experience to end your day with. Or if you're feeling like you're having some water retention on your face in the morning and you have a meeting to go to, then this is another great way to use gua sha with a nice face oil, and it can help drain out and detoxify your lymphatic drainage and take care of any sort of water retention on your face. So this is just a small glimpse, guys, that I can tell you
Wow.
about. Let's move forward to the next question. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram. I handle the Meraki Essentials page, and I will answer your questions there.
Yeah. Thank you, Shubhra, for they were great tips. I'm sure there are going to be questions coming up on that. But it's very interesting to know that you can use these aroma and essential oils for even pain. So that was
Correct.
interesting part because usually we just smell it for feeling good or stress relief and things like that, which is mentally related. But pain
Yes.
is something very interesting for me also. It's like good. So what are the different types of aromatherapy? Do we have different kinds?
So basically, aromatherapy is just a general broad topic that's, or the name that's given to the usage of essential oils.
Yeah.
As I said, there are many different ways to use them. For example, if you go to Thailand or you go to Bali, there are different types of aromatherapy blends that you'll find there in massages. For example, lemongrass is used a lot in Thailand or even in Balinese massage blends, because lemongrass is a great citrusant which basically spreads heat through the body. So it's really good for massages, and it gives you a very relaxing experience. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what aromatherapy is. The general broad topic of using essential oils is known as aromatherapy.
Okay, good. And what is the difference between aromatherapy and essential oils? Is that between, is there any difference or are
Not
they
really,
in the same
just the
basket?
usage of essential oils is known as aromatherapy, but there are also a lot of, like, I mean, of late it's become more of a marketing gimmick. So you'll
Mm,
find a lot of like vanilla and strawberry aromatherapy candle. which can
Yeah.
be really misleading because these are mostly fragrances. Vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
in very, very few parts of the world, will you actually get pure vanilla anymore. And there is no
True.
strawberry essential oil. So, when you're using things for aromatherapy, you should make sure that these are actual, genuine essential oils. And, I think we're living in an age of conscious consumerism where finding homegrown brands or local brands that you can support is very important, and it's good for you as well. So if you know the person who's running the brand and you make a connect with them, you know how good the product is, you know what goes on behind packaging the product,
Where
how
it's
much heart has
coming.
gone into creating a
Yeah.
natural product for you, because there's so many pollutants everywhere that
True.
only when you're using a actual real essential oil, um, that should be termed as, ideally be termed as aromatherapy, but almost everything is termed as an aromatherapy candle today. So it's best if you're cautious and you reach out, because um, I mean, a lot of detergents that we use at home have fragrances today. Everything has
Yeah.
fragrances, and overall, all of that artificial stuff also makes an impact onto. A lot of us have allergies, etc. So if you're using aromatherapy, make sure that you are actually using the correct essential oils for it. That is
Yeah.
what ideally
I think
aromatherapy should be.
Yeah, I agree with you because people are big brands are also just selling everything in the name of stress and anxiety. So people just see
That's
that
correct.
and they're just using products thinking that they'll help them, but I guess not. So that's good. And what is the correct way of using essential oil? Like we would know
Sure.
how to use it for our benefit. Like, yeah, if you can throw some
So
light
I'll
on
tell
that.
you, yeah, I'd love to. So when you're diffusing, you fill up your diffuser or humidifier with water, and you add
Mm-hmm.
about 4 to 5 drops of essential oil for a mid-sized room when you're diffusing it. Once you start
Okay.
diffusing, you'll get an idea of whether your space is, if it's the right amount of essential oil. If you're worried, if you're somebody who has allergies, or you're worried that you might have a reaction, make sure, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
where you are, it's a very tough call to ask you to do, which is open windows. So I suggest
I
be
know.
in a
Not
slightly
this
larger
weather.
space. Yeah, exactly. Which is a slightly more ventilated space when you're trying an
Yeah.
essential oil for the first time. If you're somebody who has allergies, but 4 to 5 drops should be enough when you're diffusing indoors. But make sure that you fill your humidifier or your diffuser with some water, otherwise the essential oil will burn. So that would
Okay.
not be great when you're diffusing. When you're using on the body, the dilution that you should go for is about 3 to 5%, which means, I'll just help you demystify that further. In 50
Yeah.
ml, about 30 to 40 drops. That's the thumb rule. So, for example, you're making a massage oil for yourself, which is 100 ml, just make that
Mhm.
into two. So, say 60 to 80 drops of essential oil. All essential oils that are pure essential oils will always come with a dropper. So if you can see, there's a dropper
Yes.
here. So
Yeah.
you will be able to count the drops that you're adding into your blend. And
100
even if it
ml.
goes a little
Yeah.
bit on, I mean, stay on the lower end always, because to give you perspective, it takes about 700 pounds of lavender flowers to distill 1 pound of lavender essential oil. So that's how
Hmm.
strong it is. Therefore, you have to use as less as possible. In fact, in terms of sustainability of the plant as well, because essential oils as an industry is growing at a really, really rapid rate. So you have to be
Yeah.
conscious even in these decisions, that when you're using these essential oils, for example, in place of the diffuser, what I really like to do is make these
Mhm.
roll on blends. So I fill this up with some yoyoba, as you said. I
Yeah.
filled it up with some yoyoba, and I added 10 drops of essential oil into this. So this is my
Mhm.
go-to stress relief, hormone balancing, etc. blend that I always carry with me in my bag. And I apply it a little bit under my nose, on my temples, whenever I'm feeling that, okay, I'm getting stressed or anxious, or even if I just want to smell good. This is a great
Yeah.
way to use essential oils. And if you buy essential oils, or if you're buying pure essential oils, they're good for
Mhm.
almost 5 years from the date that they are packed. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
how
Long
long they can
lasting.
last you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really long. So if you shut them properly and you keep them in
Hmm.
a cool and a dark place away from direct sunlight, they're good for
Yeah.
really, really long. So you can
Yeah.
use, I mean, less is more when using essential oils. That's pretty much uh,
Wow.
what I have
So that
understood.
one
And
small bottle can last you
yes,
long.
sorry.
No,
Yeah, it
I said
lasts really long because
yeah,
it's really strong. So it's best to use it and to be considerate about the plant as well. Because I mean,
yeah,
the world is changing so fast, and we all
yeah,
have to change our ways if we want to benefit from the plant kingdom and live in a respectable sort of relationship with the plant kingdom.
yeah, yeah. True,
Yep.
very true. So,
Yeah.
it's a good replacement for all these perfumes, also, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it really is.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
it is.
it's
So the
natural.
few
So,
I'll help you out with a few essential oils that are great to use in place of perfumes. For women, essential oils like Lang Lang. So ylang ylang is one of the main components of Chanel Number 5, the perfume. It
oh,
smells unbelievable. Like it's a beautiful aroma that'll help
yeah,
with anxiety, and it's really good for people who deal with panic attacks or high BP. So if you can make yourself a roll on with some ylang ylang and some lavender, it's a really,
mhm,
really good perfume oil to have on you. Another great one is khus, which is vetiver, because especially for the European states, because it smells so grounding, it'll probably remind you of India, and it has
yeah,
a really beautiful aroma. So wearing vetiver is also really, really good perfume oil. Another one would be clary sage. It has a beautiful aroma. If you can
mhm,
find jasmine or rose, they are also really great, but jasmine and rose are really expensive essential oils. So
yeah,
if you're finding any cheaper replacements, you should be sure that they're not pure because a small bottle of, I mean, this smaller bottle of rose, if it's costing you anything below 15,000 rupees, it cannot be pure. And that's why Meraki does not have any rose or jasmine, because it just
that's
doesn't make much
expensive.
sense. It's, yeah,
Yeah,
it's super expensive. Yeah.
okay, okay. So it's better to buy rose and keep it than
Yeah,
than the
100%,
essential oil.
100%. Make
Yeah,
yourself some rose tea with some rose petals and black tea and enjoy it.
yeah. So you at least get the aroma of that. Yeah, true.
Yes,
Like
yes.
talking about aroma, what's very famous in this season of the year in Sweden is like they have oranges, and in oranges they put cloves. So,
Oh, wow.
they put cloves all over the orange. They pierce it in. So the fragrance is so amazing. It's very
Christmassy
Christmassy.
and beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's amazing. So everywhere you enter, any mall or anything, you're just having that fragrance constantly. It's quite
Oh,
refreshing, then you
amazing.
miss it. Yeah.
Of course, actually, what we do is around Christmas, a few diffuser blends that I would suggest is
Hmm.
adding some few drops of cinnamon leaf, few drops
Oh
of
yeah.
orange, and few drops of clove. It smells absolutely divine, and it's spice oils are really great for helping de-stress the mind. If I could just tell you a little bit about that, the first time
Yeah.
a lot of us probably smelled spices was at a very young age, um, between the age of 1 and 5, where we were taken care of by someone else. So, and
Hmm.
it probably reminds us of comforting holidays. For some people, that might be traumatic as well. Therefore, aromatherapy is very, very specific, and you have to understand what works for you. So, for most people, spice oils are super comforting, and it creates this cocoon sort of space that reminds you of childhood where you were taken care of. So, oils like cinnamon leaf, clove, even cardamom are great to diffuse when you're feeling sort of unsettled and you are missing home. It can really help calm down the nervous system and help you rest better.
Okay, fantastic tips. Thank you.
Yeah.
We all need it so much now, with all this going on,
Yeah.
this
Yep.
crazy
Yep.
virus that's just come up, and everyone's travel plans are going crazy. I think we need a lot of these tips to help us. So, what aroma, like, as how do you suggest, like, who should go to an aromatherapist, and how could an aromatherapist detect what issue you may have and try to resolve it?
Sure. So, certified aromatherapists know about the different chemical compositions of different essential oils. They've studied drug interactions, etc. So, they should be able to, for example, you have pain or sciatica pain, or you have pain in your body. Now, the
Yeah,
easiest thing to do, or what this culture tells us to do, is to pop a painkiller. But unfortunately, that's, I mean, modern medicine is absolutely fantastic in helping us helping diagnose situations and in helping save us from life threatening issues and surgeries, and I'm eternally grateful to them. But the idea of giving our power away to just popping a pill and not connecting to our inner healer is something that I find very upsetting, because that's what our ancestors have done for so many years. And it's this beautiful learning. If we start tapping into, a lot can change in our lives. So if in place of popping that one pill, you are able to get yourself the required knowledge from an aromatherapist about a blend that you can make specifically for yourself, which does not interact with any of your medication and gives you relief, then there's nothing like it, right? For example, you're
True.
somebody who struggles with chronic migraines, and in place of popping that pill, which will obviously have some side effects because it's shutting down the symptoms of your pain.
True.
If you're able to deal with it through a natural solution, there's absolutely nothing like it. So if you're dealing with, say, some sort of skin issues, and you're using products that are filled with parabens or SLS, and at the end of it, we know that these products are carcinogenic. That's why a lot of even the big multinational brands today are talking about, oh my god, how our products are now paraben free or SLS free, is because
Yeah.
we are making those changes. We are asking these large companies that I mean, the demand is no longer there for the chemical product.
Yeah.
So although using these products is easy, or it's the easy way out, but in the larger scheme of things, it might actually affect you badly. So if you can find a natural solution to your skin issue, or start connecting with yourself in place of ignoring these issues when your body's coming up, is showing you signs of where you're disconnected with yourself. Plants can be beautiful to help you connect back with yourself, and that's what I find most interesting about it. And it's taken me on this beautiful self-love journey about how, you know, we don't have to hide these things. Everybody has acne, everybody has stretch marks, and everybody is trying to hide it all the time. But
Yeah.
when you start being real with yourself and using plant as medicine, or reaching out to a good aromatherapist, a lot of these things can be handled, or can at least be reduced with the use of essential oils. For example, oils like lavender are really helpful with acne and dandruff, and issues like psoriasis and eczema. They can provide a lot of relief. A lot of people have a lot of allergies on their skin that come up. It could be related to gluten or some dietary issues. So oils
Yeah.
like marjoram is a really good antihistaminic that can help with these severe issues where even medicines are not helping with. So reaching out to an aromatherapist is great. And in fact, if you do reach out to a certified aromatherapist, they will be able to help you find a good essential oil brand locally in your area. But I would always suggest to push your aromatherapist to help you with an aromatherapy brand that is local to the area, because there are a number of large multinational essential oil brands, multi-level marketing essential oil brands that are now taking over the world, and they're not really caring about the sustainability of these products. And you know how multi-level marketing works.
Yes.
So a lot of these people are just salespeople. They are not certified aromatherapists. They don't know much about the chemistry of essential oils. They're just there
Yeah.
because they're making truckloads of money. So I
Right.
suggest being cautious. I completely agree that the essential oils are great, but I do
Mm.
believe they're exorbitantly
They don't.
priced, and
Yeah. It's
this
not
is a
correct.
huge gimmick, and they go ahead and overcommit on how certain essential oils are helping cure cancer, etc. Please don't fall for any of that. Do reach out to somebody who is heart based, and who has really studied aromatherapy and supports local brands.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because you
Yeah.
can be misguided also just for that sale that somebody wants to make,
Yes.
and it may
Yes.
cost you heavily. Yeah, I
Yep,
agree
because a
with
lot of
that.
these brands, they speak about taking essential oils internally, and they say, oh, just take a drop. And unfortunately, there is not much research that's been done in this field. And like I told you, lavender, 700 pounds. So that's really, really strong. Even that one
Yeah,
drop is a lot. So in place of, you're saying that I don't want to take medication, let me try this natural solution. You're doing the same thing. You're going to harm your liver eventually, because you're taking in orally a really, really strong dose of this plant. So I
right.
would say rather make yourself some lavender tea. There are lavender buds available everywhere. Make yourself some peppermint tea. get the real plant and make yourself something. Make yourself a kada, for example, if your throat is bad.
Yeah.
um, so use essential oils, I would always say use externally, because that's where they
Mhm.
help the most. Even if your stomach is uneasy, if you just apply some peppermint or fennel essential oil externally on your stomach, it gives you relief.
Yeah. Shubhra, can you hear us? We can't hear you now.
Hi.
Yeah, we got you back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about fennel oil and peppermint oil for your stomach upset. So
For
it helps
bloating,
on.
for stomach cramps, for uneasiness, it's really, or
Mhm.
heartburns, it's really helpful if you just, if you could apply it even on your chest if you're feeling a heartburn. um,
Okay.
but the plant essentially does the same thing. You eat fennel or you eat soft, it will give you
Yeah,
relief in your
it
stomach.
gives you relief. Yeah.
Different ways, and that's the beauty of understanding the properties of each plant, because you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, true. And it's so
Yes.
interesting that these are old age knowledge that's like coming, and
Yes.
it's like literally repackaged and being sold again. And thankfully, people are realizing, these techniques still work, and they are so beneficial than going in for
Correct.
artificial and like medications, like you were saying. It's really good to see that.
Yeah. I mean, a change is happening, I believe, because everyone's realizing, and that a lot
Yeah,
of these things are not working anymore, and people are taking the power back to their health. And
yeah.
we have a lot of amazing influencers across the world who are spreading knowledge about this and changing their lives and helping us.
True, true, true.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope, I hope, we are able to spread this knowledge through this video today. That it's so beneficial because we do have some shops here, in malls and all that have all
Hmm.
these essentials oils, and I think you've named so many of them. I'm sure people are going to make a note of them and go check out even more, because largely what I see people using when they go shop for themselves is just for the house, just for the house to smell nice,
Yes.
or
Yes.
maybe little more than that, but they don't really know the benefits. So thank you for sharing in so much detail. I'm sure like people are going to look at essentials or essential oil differently from today. So we're helping so many. So thanks, Shubhra, for that. So I would just like, the aromatherapy, is it helpful for anxiety and, stress and things like that? Like, what
Yes.
would you recommend for this?
Definitely. So, for example, when you inhale the aroma of essential oils, it interacts with something, with your olfactory membrane, which gets in touch with your
Mhm.
limbic system. And your limbic system is known as the emotional brain that takes care of your breathing pattern, heart rate, stress, etc. So, a lot of these essential oils are very helpful in basis their chemical composition. It's literally science. It's not just some woo woo,
Yeah.
stuff that you hear about. So the two essential oils, or two to three, like I told you, citrus essential oils are great for instilling joy. So every blend that you make, I think we tend to take a lot of these things too seriously, whether it's stress or anxiety. But when we commit to ourselves and we start using these essential oils again and again subconsciously, because our mind is recording smells at every second. When you start using these essential oils, you start an internal dialogue of healing with yourself. So I would say oils like lavender, ylang ylang, orange, vetiver are really, really helpful in soothing the mind and helping with anxiety, stress, panic attacks, etc. I would say these are, for women actually, geranium essential oil is also really helpful, as a lot of anxiety and stress can be caused due to hormonal imbalances. And geranium is an essential oil that works like an adaptogen, and it really, really helps soothe the mind for women who are dealing with anxiety.
Okay. And they can use this every day, like put it every day
Yes,
on a daily.
definitely. They could make a
No.
body oil out of it. They could, and geranium's great for the face, so you could make a face oil out
Mhm.
of it. It's great for pigmentation. It's great for dark spots. So, in fact,
Okay.
geranium is the main component of most of the face oils that we uh, suggest to a lot of our customers.
Okay. And the oil
Yeah.
that you said in which you could put these essential oils is jojoba. And is there any other oil
Jojoba.
like coconut or any other
Sure,
oil?
sure. So for the
Okay.
face, when you're using essential oils on the face, it's important
Mm-hmm.
to use essential oils that will not clog your pores. When you're using for
Yeah.
your body, it's all right to use coconut. Again, using local oils is what works best. So wherever you are, if there is a local oil that grows there, go for that. But for the face oils like pomegranate seed, jojoba, or hemp seed are fantastic base oils to make your essential oil blend in, as they
Okay.
don't block pores, because that's most important when you're using a face oil.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we need to know in what it is it can be put, so that's good. And in I just want to give you some scenarios, and can you just suggest us what we could use in those
Sure.
scenarios? Oh, so we have Ritu. I also had the similar question, so thanks Ritu for asking that. She's asking any essential oils for good sleep.
Yup, lavender. When in doubt, use lavender. Lavender works with 80% of the population. If you're someone who does not like the smell of lavender so much, try ylang ylang and try cypress essential oil. Cypress smells a little more foresty. If you're somebody who likes spending time in nature, you might like cypress essential oil a lot.
Okay. And I see many people using eucalyptus oil also. So what is it? Is it only for when you have cold and all, or is it
No,
for
no, no,
any
not
other purpose?
necessarily. Eucalyptus can
Not.
be a very soothing essential oil to help you breathe deeper. So a lot of
Hmm.
people like to diffuse it because when you're breathing deeper, everything's fine, right? I mean, when you're
Yeah.
anxious, stressed, angry, the first thing that'll change will be your breathing pattern if you notice it. There are subtle changes that happen in your body when your body
Right.
moves from relaxed to fight or flight. So as
Yeah.
eucalyptus helps you breathe deeper, you sleep pretty well. Plus, it helps you
Yeah.
unclog the nasal passage. So it's great.
Mhm. Okay. Super. And what will you say for stress? What can anyone use for stress? What oil?
Again, like I said, lavender is fantastic, but
Lavender.
all the citrus essential oils are fantastic. But the
Mhm.
deal with citrus essential oils is that they are top notes, so you should always blend them with another essential oil. So, for example, you diffuse some cinnamon leaf essential oil, or you diffuse some cinnamon essential oil, and you add a little bit of orange to it, or you add a little bit of grapefruit to it. So adding a
Okay.
base along with a citrus top note, those are fantastic for stress. Diffusing rosemary essential oil is also really good. I'm sure that question's going to come up because it's great for concentration. A lot of moms diffuse it around kids who are studying because it
Yes.
helps. It's a great stimulant, so it keeps you awake and aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even rosemary you can mix up with some citrus. It makes a really, really nice blend.
Okay. And we have a lot of stress in office. Thanks for answering that question for a lot of mothers, like
Hmm.
because they want how could their child focus well. And
Right.
also for all these, dads and moms who are working from home and it's quite stressful, can they put something on that, which can just give them a very soothing effect all the time?
Sure. So I think peppermint works really well when you're working
Okay.
because
Mm-hmm.
it helps you breathe deeper, it keeps you awake. And I would say making yourself a nice like roll on, which
Yeah.
you can keep with yourself at all times when you're feeling groggy, you're feeling sleepy, you have a meeting to go to, just apply a little bit under your nose. It'll help,
Mm-hmm.
kind of get back. If you're feeling any sort of stress in certain parts of your body, say you have a slight stress on your shoulder or your neck, that same blend of peppermint with maybe some orange, if you apply it there, you'll get relief over there as well. Because peppermint is an essential oil, which I'm sure you know is in a lot of balms and a lot of pain relief oils. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think peppermint is a fantastic one. Although, as you are in sort of a cold place, I think spice oils would also be a great way to stay awake and aware. Like cinnamon and cinnamon leaf can be really nice and they can keep you in a nice, happy, jolly mood um,
Yeah.
while you're working.
Yeah, cinnamon is a hot favorite here. So you have cinnamon buns here,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
sure.
have all these
Oh
things.
man, don't
It's
talk about them. I'm a major fan of that.
okay. So whenever you come here, probably you'll be treated with a lot of
I'd
that.
love to.
Yeah, you should. You should. And I was very intrigued to know you do something called like you work in the field of energy medicine. So what is this exactly?
So I mean, when my journey started out, I worked with corporates for a long period of time, and then your spiritual calling starts off, and I volunteered for a long time with the New Age Foundation here in Delhi, and I did every sort of energy. I mean, I volunteered, so I helped organize, and luckily I got to attend all of them with some amazing trainers. So things like Reiki, Heal Your Life, Law of Attraction.
Yeah,
These are people who have trained under um, Louis Hay. These are people who are trained under Proctor, who's one of the main
yeah.
writers of The Secret, the
Of
book.
secret.
And correct. And I've taken part in a lot of breathwork sessions, and I've connected a lot with the spirit realm. And I believe that's my path. And even when I'm doing consultations or I'm speaking to people at a market or any of that, I'm able to gauge what is up with them, and I'm able to suggest from that place. And I think this entire field is not something that you choose. It chooses you, or this work has chosen me. And I try and do my best, and even on tough days, that's what wakes me up and gets me to work, because it's not something that I'm doing just for my whims and fancies, but something which I think is important in the world, and it's the need of the hour.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shubhra, for that work. You're really passionate about it. I know that. And coming
Mhm.
from you, who's genuinely done, such a holistic learning of this therapy, is it's very good to have someone like you to guide. I'm sure the results are amazing always. So, thank you so much for today, Shubhra. But before you leave us, do you have any message for our viewers here today?
I just say, if you had to start off with essential oils, I will just name the top five that you should have with you. First one would obviously be lavender, like I told you, because it's good for a number of things. It's a great
Yeah.
antibacterial, antifungal. So acne, dandruff, a massage oil, for sleep, for migraines, um, even for a small cut or a burn, lavender is the essential oil to go for. Tea tree would be the other one that I would suggest, because again, antibacterial, antifungal, if you have boys and fungal infections and all of that, there's nothing like tea tree,
Tea
um,
tree.
which you should have at home. Small insect bite, etc. Tea tree is fantastic. um, if you are in India or in parts of the world where there are a lot of mosquitoes, lemon eucalyptus or citronella essential oil is a must have, especially because dengue and malaria are spreading like crazy right now. So this can be
Yeah.
really helpful. You mix it up in some coconut oil, you can apply it on your body, you can apply it on any open area when you're stepping out of the house, or you can diffuse this in your house when you're home to keep mosquitoes away. The fourth one, like I said, was peppermint.
Mhm.
Excellent for any sort of pains in the body, for stomach discomfort, for a headache, for doing a nice head massage, for any post or pre-workout pains. It's just fantastic for so many different things. And the fifth one I would say for women would be geranium essential oil,
Mhm.
because it helps balance hormones, and it works in ways that I don't think that um, any sort of research will be able to understand as of now. But I've
Yeah.
had women who we gave geranium to as a face oil, and they came back to us who are, say, suffering from PCOS or PCOD, and their periods got regulated while using a face oil. So I
Oh,
think that's
very nice.
really, really fantastic. And there's so much more
Yeah.
work that needs to be done and researching on the effects of geranium. So yeah, that's what I would leave you with. And the fact that I am available on Instagram on at Miraki Essentials. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And if you're also looking for an aromatherapist in your area, I'm connected to a community of international aromatherapists, and I can try and find you somebody in your area who can help you out.
Oh, wow. That will be
Yep.
very, very, very helpful. Thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing all those amazing tips. Thank you so much. It's going to be, really beneficial. But before you leave, I have a question for you. Is that you have also written a book called Project Liberation, right?
Yes,
So
that's
can
correct.
we get a
Yes.
copy of that book on Amazon, or how can
Yes, it's
anyone?
available. Yes, yes.
It's
It's
available.
available on
Good.
Amazon. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
So I would ask you, Shubhra, to share the link if you can, and then I can just share it
I will
on
do
my
that.
post tomorrow. So I can share your Instagram
Perfect.
and your Facebook. link so that people can connect with you. And I'm sure there'll be many
Mm-hmm.
questions coming up after this session. So thank you so
It's my
much for
pleasure.
today.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for today, and see you soon.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
evening.
you too, Shubhra. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi guys, so lot of talk on essential oils. I hope it was very beneficial to you. I definitely learned a lot today, a new perspective to looking at essential oils. So next week we are going to again talk about something related to holistic living. We'll be speaking about meditation and a lot more. So please join us. This month of December, we are largely focusing on holistic living and how we can help you with all those tidbits so that you can start your 2022 very healthy and very refreshing. So have a good week, guys. See you all next week. Bye.